Unit 122. The past tenses. Reading and speaking. Somewhere telephone had been ringing for quite a long time. He had heard it in his dream, but it didn't wake him up. It was dark in his dream, dark and terrible. He was running, but it was like running through deep water. There were trees around him, trees which tried to stop him. They reached out with their branches, and it was behind him. It was coming nearer. He wanted to shout for help. He was opening his mouth wide, but there was no sound. He could hear the noise it was making behind him, the heavy feet, the heavy breathing. He was terrified. He looked behind. He could see it. He could see the burning eyes, the yellow teeth. Oh no, it was coming nearer. A few more steps and then... The telephone was still ringing. "Don't answer it," Howard shouted. Suddenly, he woke up. His body was hot and wet. The bedclothes were nearly off the bed. He was awake and safe. It was only a dream. He tried to pull the bedclothes back onto the bed. But something was wrong. His arms felt strange. He lifted his head and looked. Beside the bed there were two metal poles. There were tubes coming from them. His arms were tied to them. He let his head fall back on the bed. Then he knew what it was. He was in hospital. But why? How long had he been there? He was probably a patient. He was ill or hurt. Maybe he had been in an accident. He tried to think, but he couldn't remember. This happened sometimes after accidents, people said. You forgot what had happened just before, but Howard felt cold around his heart. He couldn't remember anything, not the accident. But was there an accident? Not the hospital. Not his home or family. Did he have a family? He couldn't even remember his name. Who was he? He didn't know. He lifted his head again and looked to the right. He was in a hospital ward, a long room full of beds and other patients, men who were sleeping or reading. At one end he could see a nurse. She was speaking into a telephone. Was that the telephone he had heard? He looked to the left and became still with fear. A man was sitting on a chair just by his bed. There was something in his hand, a magazine or book. His head had fallen forward and he was asleep. Who was he? What was he doing here beside Howard's bed? Was he a guard? The man seemed to feel Howard's eyes on him because he lifted his head, stood up, looked down at Howard. "So, you're awake, Mr. Blake," he said, and his voice was ugly. "Have you had a good sleep? How's your head? Is it still hurting?" Okay, it is a really interesting text. Now we have a few questions. So, number 1. What had Howard heard in his dream? Okay. He had heard a telephone ringing. Okay. So, number 2. What was he doing in his dream? He was running. He was running through deep water. Okay, this was number 2. Okay, here. And now number 3. What could he see in his dream? Okay, he could see something that was following him, that was chasing him. Okay? He was running. Okay? But it was really difficult. Okay? It was like running through deep water. And there was something behind him. Okay? He could see it. He could hear the noise it was making. Okay? Number 4. How did he feel when he woke up? Well, he felt safe. Okay? But a bit strange. Yes? So, number 5. What did he see around his bed when he woke up? Okay. Beside the bed there were 2 metal poles. Okay. He lifted his head and looked, and he saw that there were 2 metal poles. There were tubes coming from them. Yes, and also his arms were tied to them. Okay, this is what he saw. Okay, number 6. Where was he? So, he was in a hospital. Yes? Maybe he was a patient there. This is what he thought. Number 7. Okay, 7. Could he remember anything? Well, no, he couldn't remember anything. He couldn't remember his name. He couldn't remember if there was an accident, if there had been an accident. Yes? He couldn't remember if he had a family. So, number 8. Who else was there in the room? Okay. There were other patients. Yes? Some of them were reading, others, okay, and were sleeping. There was a nurse speaking into a telephone, and also there was one man, okay, on a chair by his bed. Okay. Number 9. What was the nurse doing? Well, we said this. The nurse was speaking into a telephone. And number 10, what did the man tell him? So, he told him his name. So you're awake, Mr. Blake. But he had an ugly voice. Okay, he asked if he had had a good sleep. Okay. Well, that's it. Now, this is our next exercise. We have to finish the sentences. The sentences from the text. Така, трябва да довършим изречението от текста. Идеята е да се постараем да запомним изрази. Okay? He was running, but it was like what? A. Running through deep water. Yes? What would be? He wanted to... Okay, what can we say here? He wanted to shout for help. B. Yes? Okay, what about 3? He could see what? The burning eyes, the yellow teeth. Okay. His arms felt strange. D. Okay. Number 5. Beside the bed, there were 2 metal poles. E. Okay. Maybe he had been in an accident. Okay. to be in an accident. Okay, we have F here. And 7. Howard felt cold around his heart. Okay. G. And 8. He was in a hospital ward. Болнично отделение. A hospital ward. Okay. A man was sitting on a chair by his bed. Okay. Number 8, it was H. And number 9, a man was sitting on a chair just by his bed. I. And number 10, the man seemed to feel Howard's eyes on him. Okay. Още веднъж идеята на този тип упражнение е да се стараем да помним готови изрази. Running through deep water. Okay. Shout for help. To shout for help. Yes. The burning eyes. The yellow teeth. Okay. Обърнете внимание на номер 4. His arms felt strange. Okay. Ние не бихме употребили такъв израз. В този смисъл ръцете му се чувстваха странно. Okay. Той чувстваше ръцете си странно, бихме казали, но обърнете внимание, his arms felt strange. Beside the bed, до леглото, there were two metal poles. Pole? Okay, what is a pole? Okay. Call, стълб, в този смисъл. Okay. And number 6, what we have here, to be in an accident. Okay? To feel cold around your heart. Yes? A hospital ward. Болнично отделение. Okay, pay attention here. By his bed. Pay attention to the usage of by. До, покрай. Yes? So, to feel someone's eyes on somebody. He felt his eyes on him. Okay, pay attention to the usage of on here. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is our next text. Jerry Baldwin was 30 years old. He had been the manager of a pizza restaurant for 10 years. He lived in an apartment about 1 mile north of the restaurant. He walked to and from work. When it was raining, he took the bus. Jerry loved gangster movies. When a new one came out, he went to the cinema to watched the new movie 3 or 4 times. Then when it went to video, Jerry bought the video at Barney's video store. Jerry had a home collection of over 1,000 gangster videos. Old ones, new ones, color, black and white, English, Spanish, Japanese. He loved them all. He could tell you the name of the movie, the director, the stars, and the plot. Did he say that he liked Pulp Fiction? Well, Jerry would rattle off all the details of that movie, and then he would invite you to his place to watch it sometime. He was a nice guy. Jerry finally decided that he would like to own a gun, just like the gangsters. So he had been saving his money for a couple of years. Then he went to a gun store and bought a used .38 caliber revolver for $300. While he was there, he also bought a couple of boxes of ammunition. The following Saturday morning, he went to the gun club to practice with his new revolver. He had been in the club for only 10 minutes when he accidentally dropped his pistol. The gun went off, and the bullet went into Jerry's right knee. Jerry now walks with a limp and a cane, just like some gangsters. Okay, an interesting story, really. And now here are the questions. Number 1. Was Jerry Baldwin the manager of a pizza restaurant? Yes, he was. And he'd been the manager for 30 years. Okay? So, number 2. Did Jerry drive to work? Sometimes. Okay? We can say that, well, no. Jerry walked to work. Okay? He walked to and from work. But when he trained, okay, he took the bus. Okay? Number 3. Did Jerry love gangster movies? Definitely. Yes, he did. Okay? Did Jerry play roles in gangster movies? Well, no. He didn't. Definitely. But he loved all kinds of gangster movies. Okay? Number 5. Did Jerry have a big collection of gangster videos? Well, yes, he did. He had over 1,000 gangster videos. All kinds of videos. So, number 6. Did Jerry watch a new movie only once? No, definitely. He watched it more than once, 3 or 4 times when it came out. So, number 7. Could Jerry tell you everything about a gangster movie? Well, definitely yes, he could. And he could rattle off all the details. Okay? To rattle да избърборя. To rattle off да издърдоря, да избърборя, да изговоря набързо. Okay? So, yes, he could rattle off all the details, like the stars, the director, the plot, everything. Number 8. Did Jerry buy a gun? Yes, he did. He bought a gun. And also he bought ammunition. Okay. Number 9. Did he go to the gun club to practice shooting? Yes, he did. Okay. What happened there? He dropped his gun. The gun went off. And number 10. Did he hurt himself at home? No, he hurt himself, okay, at the gun club. Okay, that's it. Well, we have an exercise. We have to fill in the gaps here using words from the text. Така, трябва да попълним празните места, използвайки думи от текста. Number 1. At the weekend, many people like to eat out and then go to see a good movie, to the cinema. Okay? I think it's quite clear here. Yes, go to the cinema. Yes, we have to remember this. And number 2, you cannot fire a pistol unless you put a what? A bullet in it. Okay? Okay, number 3. If you sprain your ankle, you will for a while before you walk normal again. Okay. You will limp. Okay. You will limp for a while before you walk normal again. Limp, накуцвам. Limp. Number 4. The devil is in the means. That the are very important. What can we say here? Okay. The devil is in the details means that. Okay. What can we say? That the details are very important. The devil is in the details means that the details are very important. Okay, I think it sounds really good. details. Number 5. Laura, will you marry me? Mike asked on bended knee. Okay, on bended knee. Okay, I think you know this word. A knee. What is a knee? Коляно. Okay. 6. People, friends and family over on Thanksgiving Day. Invite friends and family over. Okay. People invite friends and family over on Thanksgiving Day. Okay. So number 7. Before TiVo and DVDs, there were videotapes. Okay. Videotapes. What's next? Okay. Number 8. Elderly people often use a wheelchair, walker, or a cane. What is a cane? Bastun. Number 9. Make war on their own neighbors. Okay, what can we say here? Number 9. Once again, make war on their own neighbors. Gangsters, maybe. Yes, gangsters. Make war on their own neighbors. Gangsters make war on their own neighbors. Okay, number 10. The vast of jazz albums burned in the house fire. The vast collection of jazz albums burned in the house fire. Okay, the vast collection. Number 11. Handguns and rifles are useless without ammunition, definitely. Okay. Okay. Ammunition. And 12. Make up your mind. What have you to do? What have you decided? I think it sounds really great. Okay. What have you decided to do? 13. Stanley Kubrick was of the movies. Okay, 2001 and Dr. Strangelov. Okay, what can we say here? Was the director. Stanley Kubrick was the director of the movies. Okay. "14. Hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, and okay, pizza are popular fast foods." Yes, hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, and pizza are popular fast foods. 15. Criminals usually use pistols, not rifles, to rob banks. Okay. Well, that's it.